I'm Christina Andrzejewski. I'm an infectious diseases clinical pharmacist, and my experience with Ashley started last year. So in 2019, the summer of 2019, I was going on some interviews for a medical science liaison position. So I was looking for a non-traditional role to transition to. I previously had worked in an acute care environment, so a hospital environment for 11 years prior to that. So I found Ashley on LinkedIn. I was sort of looking for career coaching, some sort of help to make the transition because I wasn't doing too well on my own. I just was interviewing and wasn't getting the job offers that I was looking for. So found Ashley on LinkedIn, just had an initial phone call, ended up doing her interview prep for an MSL position. And, out of the ones I interviewed for, it was definitely my best interview. I still didn't get a job. I think they ended up taking somebody internally. But I continued to work with Ashley and eventually got a different type of role. And she helped me through the whole process. I joined her Career by Design group. And kind of the whole group, everyone's support helped me transition into my current role, which I started in March. And I've been continuing to work with Ashley ever since, just to help sort of develop my brand and really prove my value within this company. So it's been a great source of support for me. Working with Ashley more one-on-one throughout just kind of like my onboarding for this new company was super helpful with, just keeping like a journal every week of everything I've been working on and like what I've accomplished, what I'm still working on. I think just like breaking it down so that I have, even simple things like keeping that journal every week of like what I'm working on, what I've accomplished, will help me in my like evaluation later in the year. So those types of things. But as far as like being an entrepreneur, it's just kind of like finding my own way. I'm like working with our VP of sales who's sort of like mentoring me. But there's definitely like a disconnect between me and him. Like the language that he uses, it just doesn't make sense to me. And of course, when I explain things to him or explain what, clinicians that we're talking to are looking for or how to speak to them, there's definitely a disconnect. So I feel like right now, Ashley's definitely helping bridge that gap and helping actually me to understand who I report to more. And also like I'm seeing more how like I actually am valuable in this company, if that makes sense. So I love working with Ashley. I think she's amazing. To be more specific, she's just like a real person who really takes what you want to do and like gives you a path and makes you feel like you can do it, like gives you that support, that motivation, really helps you grow and shows you how you can track your growth. There's a lot of different resources available to you and a lot of different people. So I think just being connected with the others that she works with is really awesome, especially if they're in similar situations, similar backgrounds, similar, goals in life, because we're all very much, very driven people if we're seeking out someone like Ashley. So I don't know, it's just been a very like supportive, like empowering process. So I definitely recommend working with her.